I've spoken to over 600 people over the past year with the sole intention of getting better at conversations. Yet none of that progress would have happened if I hadn't spoken to that very first person. When I was anxious, introverted, I didn't know what to say to the other person. I had a whole laundry bag list of excuses for why I couldn't do it. If I hadn't ignored that, and if I hadn't taken the plunge to speak to that first person, none of this would have happened for me. I would have made no progress. My life would not have changed, and I would still be stuck in the exact same position I was over a year ago now. And my name is Pranav. I'm 18 years old. Like I said, I've spoken to over 600 people, almost 700 at this point, with the sole intention of getting better at conversations. You gotta realize, what is this big fear that you have about talking to people in the first place? Is it the fact that they're gonna reject you? Is it the fact that you're not great at it? Is it the fact that you aspire to be something greater, but you don't know what the hell to do to get to that point? Regardless of whatever you're going through, regardless of whatever you feel, it all starts with one person. All progress, all skills, the building blocks, your foundation, it starts with one, right? Going up to that first person, regardless of whatever excuses you have, regardless of how many fears you may be holding on to, in order to dispel the negative ideas in your mind, the ideas telling you you can't do it, you actually have to prove them wrong. And of course, there's going to be pain in this process. The idea that, there's this idea that there's always a shortcut to everything. And I'm guilty of this too. For years, I looked to the shortcut of how to get better at talking to people, where I'd read books on dating, I'd read books on how to win friends and influence people, I'd read books on how to make other people interested in you, how to be an interesting guy. And while those things have their uses, they're not diagnosing the real problem, which is the more you think about finding a shortcut, the more you think about avoiding the pain that comes with actually speaking to people and becoming the sort of person that you want to be. It's just a shortcut that's never going to it's a shortcut to a path that leads to nowhere. You're not going to make progress because you're trying to avoid the very thing that will make you into the person that you want to be. The truth is, there is no shortcut to getting better at this. There's ways you can get better faster, which is simply by taking action, but you must go through the experience, you must go through the pain in order to change and become the person that you want to be. And so, what's the fears that are holding you back? The fear of failure? Because the idea is that if you're afraid of failing, you're not going to do it. But the truth is, even if you do fail, you've made progress in some sort of direction, while the fear of failure is preventing you from even making progress in the first place. It's keeping you trapped in the same position that you're already stuck in, that you're already dissatisfied with. And so, yeah, both those options have pain, but would you rather choose the pain of discipline, the pain of going through that hard path, or the pain of regret, of thinking 1 year down the line, damn, I could have done something different a year ago. I would have been in a different position, or even 5 years, or even 10 years, even though I can't visualize that far in my own life. It's like, if you keep doing what you're doing right now, what will change in a month? Anything? Nothing? Okay, if that doesn't really seem that important to you, I understand. What about 6 months? Will anything change then? A year? 2 years? How much longer will you need to wait before you realize that if you keep on doing what you are doing right now, things will not change for the better? Nobody will magically swoop in and give you the skills that you desperately want. It's up to you to actually buckle up and tell yourself, yo, if I want to change, I gotta take responsibility for that fact and take action on doing so. And if you want to learn more about how to specifically talk to people, about what to say or what mindsets you need, check out the other videos on my channel. They're helpful specifically in this regard. But this is more about just getting up, getting out into the world, exposed to people, so you actually have the ability to face your fear. Because the more you dream about it, and I've done this, I've fantasized about this for years on end, about what I would do when I was confident, about how I would talk to the person that I really want to talk to, how I would make myself better. And all that energy I spent in my mind was taken away from just actually doing the thing. It gave me this false sense of feeling like I was making progress, that I was actually progressing or becoming better. And so it made me feel comfortable, it made me feel good. But the reality was, nothing was changing. I was delaying progress within my own mind. I was creating a self imposed trap that would only get more painful as time went on. And realizing that and overcoming that and kind of cutting it away from my life was something that I had to do, was something that I had to realize in order to even speak to that first person. Because it's a sort of commitment. It's an idea that how bad do you want to change? How badly do you want to become a better person? Because the truth is, it's not about what you say, but the actions that you do. And if anything, you know the action that I'm advocating for here. Talk to that first person. You want to change, you want to become better, you want to get good at talking to people. Okay, that's a very good goal. I respect that. I had the same one. But what are you going to do about it? What action step are you going to take to ensure that you make some level of progress? Because that's what it boils down to. Going up to that first person and talking to them. And if you feel like that's terrifying, if you feel like that's not great, but it's like the fat guy going to the gym for the first time, right? The guy goes to the gym. He's not good at it. He doesn't know what he's doing. But afterwards, he goes up to you and says, yo, I went to the gym for the first time. I did a few movements. I wasn't great at it. But I didn't lose all my fat. I didn't gain a lot of muscle. What was I doing wrong? I don't know if I should keep going. Like, if he said that to you, what would you say back? Like, probably the fact that, yo, you haven't gone to the gym for long enough. It's only been day one. Relax. It takes time to make progress. If that's what you would say to somebody else, why don't you say that same thing to you yourself? Why don't you live with that own mentality that, okay, I know it's going to take some time, but where could I be in a month, 3 months, 6 months, if I just continually build off of these skills, if I continually choose to improve and go through this pain of changing? Where could you be? And I think you can only answer that question for yourself, but you can make a lot more progress than you are aware of if you just choose to take action, if you just choose to put yourself in that position. You gotta show yourself that you want to change. And at times it's not going to be pretty. At times it's not going to be fun. But simply starting, simply setting the bar at a point where you know you can do it. That's all you need to get started. Because when you do that first time, when you talk to the person for the first time, it may be uncomfortable. But when you do it again and again and again, you ignore that voice in your head, the voice telling you that it's uncomfortable, that you don't enjoy it, or whatever else it may be. Slowly, what ends up happening is you start getting a little bit better at it. And then eventually you start to notice that you're getting a bit better at it. And eventually that starts feeling good. You start realizing that you are getting better at it and you want to keep getting better at it. And the progress will snowball. It will compound into a huge exponential sort of growth where you are confident, where you look back and you realize life is completely different now than it had been a year ago. And the fact is, you can start today. You can listen to this video and you can be inspired, you can be motivated, and then you can do nothing about it. That's possibly the worst thing that you could do. Take action. Like, you don't even have to trust me. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. Just take action to see for yourself. Try it. Actually apply what you learn, because if you don't do that, what is the point? What value are you getting out of it? You've watched this far. You seem like you're pretty committed towards getting better. Take that next step. Show yourself you want to change for the better and take that action. And if you do so, and if you continue to do so, I know you will make progress. But if you watch this far and you want to check out more things that could potentially help you with getting better at conversations, check out the other videos on my channel, specifically focused on getting better at conversations. I'm sure that they can help you too. Aside from that, thank you for watching this video and have a good one.